So today we're going to be talking about the stupidity of the telepathy tapes. So for those of you guys that are unaware of the telepathy tapes, it is a multi-part podcast that had the hypothesis that somehow autistic children have telepathic abilities. Now, before I get into this video, I have to explain some context here in that my little brother, who is 32 years old, is violently autistic. And when I say violently autistic, I don't mean that he's violent. I mean that he's nonverbal. He can't talk. He's a big baby. He still wears diapers. So all my life, I've had to sort of tend and take care of this individual that cannot speak for himself. He knows some communication, like this means he needs to take a shit. But other than that, he's strictly nonverbal. And the funny thing is that I would never think to call somebody in his condition retarded. However, I do call the people that believe in the telepathy tapes retarded, because that's what they are. I'm allowed to say it. I've cleaned his butt. Another important note is that it is extraordinarily difficult to find videos on the telepathy tapes without going through some hoops and also getting ass blasted by YouTube's copyright system. So what I'm going to show you here is the trailer and what they think is the best examples of these children partaking in telepathy and breaking them down systematically.
The moment it comes here, it goes there.
Just do, okay, multiply two numbers really quick. Maybe start from scratch.
Okay, what is it?
9 0 0.
That's awesome.
Now, the first example here is a woman on her calculator with her son supposedly in the background, stimming. It's something they do. My little brother likes to do this, which means that every time we've taken him to a restaurant, it turns into a rave in his mind. And you see her punching in some numbers into the calculator, and then summarily the son is able to put the exact same numbers. And this leads us to our very first problem, which is that the caregiver or the parent is always aware of the information that they are sending to the autistic person. Now, the calculator bit is cut, so I can't tell you with definitive evidence what it is that happened in this particular instance. However, just the red flag alone of the parent or the caregiver always knowing the information should be enough to at least get you to steer in the direction of skepticism. Now, my expertise in looking at these patterns comes from my 26 years in magic and mentalism, which is essentially what this is. It's a perfect example of a two-person coding act. Now, in magic and mentalism, a two-person coding act is usually when a person is on stage, blindfolded, and their partner is in the audience getting various items from individuals, and somehow they're able to code that information to the person on stage that is able to somehow see these objects without using their eyes. And here, it's the exact same thing, where the caregiver is coding the person, whether they're doing it on purpose or they're doing it by accident, they're still giving them information.
3 1
Maybe shuffle again, Dr. Powell. Oh.
July 2.
So he got the plus too.
I was wondering, because I was looking at the 2 the whole time and I saw his hand going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, this one is a perfect example of that. We have a person in the background that is showing Uno cards. We have a parent, we have their child, and they are holding a card that has letters and numbers. The parent is aware and looks at the Uno card. They're handing the slate with the numbers and the letters to the individual, and they're almost guiding them to where they need to put their finger. This reminds me of the Ouija board from back in the day, where people would use this piece of cardboard that was printed somewhere in China to apparently communicate to the great beyond. You had various experiments where a person is trying to get words from the dead using this particular device, and then blindfolded, the board turned upside down, and they still go to where they think the letters are. Now, if they were truly getting messages from the great beyond, you would think that the ghost would guide them to the appropriate letters, but no, it proves that they're the one guiding themselves. And it's the exact same thing here. You could see that the mom is always aware of the information they're trying to transmit to their child. It's never a situation where both participants are blind, where the parent is blind with the information and the person receiving the information is also blind. It's always a situation where somebody's aware of the information and they're somehow passing it along.
Okay, there's no way she can see you?
Right.
This one is the most blatant because they have a cover between the person and the child, and they're still going to transmit this information as if this somehow is now scientific. And you see that again, the same scenario plays out. And this one is great because the mom somehow does some action where by putting her finger on her head, that might be what transmits the information according to her logic. But here again, she's holding a slate and she's actively guiding the daughter where to put her finger. And the mom is even looking directly, intently at the slate just to make sure that the daughter gets the finger placement correctly. This example is a live demonstration, and again, they fall prey to the exact same thing.
So this is the second video of her. Now I want to just explain again that she does not know the question. Somebody random from the audience has written down a question and not showing it to anybody, and she is ascertaining the answer telepathically and then using a chart to spell it out because she's partially nonverbal.
And here again, it's the chart that's the secret to this entire demonstration. Now, I don't want to go too aggressive in shilling the Kickstarter that me and Peter Turner are working on right now, which is the Psychic Survival Kit, where Peter is using his expertise as one of the best mentalists in the entire world and applying these classic techniques to the psychic world, using crystals to do the readings and having people not be able to let go of them, and pendulums and tarot readings. Again, all using foundational techniques from mentalism. They're magic tricks. And it's a good thing to get if you're interested in this sort of thing and realm, because essentially what it shows you is that psychics are phonies. They're using these exact same techniques, whether on purpose or by accident, which might be the case with the telepathy tapes, in order to provide a sort of demonstration of something that doesn't exist. So you can check that out. The link's in the description section below. I get it. It sucks. My mom has had to take care of my little brother for, again, 33 years at this point, and he's a baby to this day. You want to believe that there's something else there, that there's another aspect to this disorder that essentially changes lives. And in the case of autism, it's a varied spectrum. It sucks because sometimes they're able to comprehend certain things, but it's frustrating when they don't understand just basic levels of communication. And then you want to believe that there's something else that might be something that they tap into that makes them special. But the truth of the matter is that they're people too. They have personalities and qualities that make them endearing, and we love them and we want to take care of them as best we can. But to have this facade of encouraging the thinking that these individuals somehow have the ability to be telepathic is just disgusting. Now, because of my connection to my little brother, obviously being involved with somebody like that for a good portion of my life, I've had friends approach me about the telepathy tapes as if it's the next big thing. Like they think it's fucking Brock Lesnar. They've told me to look into it because it's really, really special as to how these people could actually communicate, and it's scientific and it's backed by evidence. And having watched the telepathy tapes and seen them in good detail, unfortunately I can't share it with you guys because of YouTube copyright, it's situations using exactly what I've talked about before about coding, whether on purpose or not. They're still giving information to these individuals and then portraying it as if they're coming from otherworldly means. And it's this exaggeration of these stories, which is again, part and parcel when it comes to magic tricks and mentalism, where people tend to remember what they want to remember. And it's funny because the memory of these individuals when it comes to telling me about the telepathy tapes and what these people are able to do are the exact same that would be if they were to watch a mentalism or magic trick. Their memories are fallible, so what they remember are grossly exaggerated versions of what they saw. So the point of this video is that they're already special in their special way. There's no need to pretend like somehow there's some otherworldly abilities that they possess. They already possess enough qualities that make them valuable and great individuals on their own. And before you say anything, no, I don't mean special in like the special way. I mean special in a way that makes them a person that is valuable. So because I'm trying to farm engagement on my YouTube to make it somehow viable as a means of income, leave your comments down below as to what you think of this whole thing. Do you have any personal experience with people of this kind? Do you have any personal experience with the telepathy tapes? Leave it down below and make sure to do all the things that people do, like and subscribe and do all the happy things that YouTube makes you do. Because Lord knows YouTube has just been on a fucking bender on me trying to make sure that I get repressed, and I don't want that. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already.